Hello and welcome to my Pillars of Eternity Definitive Edition playthrough part number 54. In the last episode we did a little bit traveling around the Defiance Bay, finished some bounties, and we had a nice resolute battle at Yenwon. Oh god, I forgot the name. Yevan Field? Ha, I'm sorry for that. Anyway, today the goal is to go probably into the uh, into the endless path and try to finish the last 3 levels of that. We'll see how it goes. And last time it was a little bit hard, so I had to stop somewhere in level 13 or so. Anyway, we have also went to second meeting to Redrick, and it did not ended well for him. So let's go and continue our quest in the world of Eora. As you can see, we finished at the Redrick's hold, and we had here the big battle. We level up to level 16 with 2 of our characters and a lot to level 15. The battle I was talking about was here. The Battle of Yenwood Field. Yeah, that's it. So, for today, as I told you, the plan is going to Kednoa, to the Endless Path, and if we will be successful, then visit Craigholt Bluffs. So, let's go. It is true, then. You have been graced with Berath's favor. The pale creature glances past you, a great champion of the Lord of Death. Greater than he whom I served. After a moment she drops to one knee. I would serve you loyally, my lord, if you would have me. What power I hold would be yours to command. Very well, go to my stronghold at Kednua. The vampire raises, bowing neatly. Thank you, my lord. I will travel there at once. We will do the twin God's work. So, let's see if everyone was killed by Redrick. Looks like it. Kolsch is gone again as well. So let's get back to Kednova.
What?
Hi?
So first thing what we have to do is finish the bounty quests, which I still have.
Gelade. Well done. A formidable fortress in the old style. We don't build them like this anymore, you know. Not by the sea. Too vulnerable to cannons.
Yes, we have also the vampire here. Good.
Hail and well met.
Firgen nods at you. Good hunting, I hope. What can I do for you? I brought Narok's hat. Good. Last thing we need is ciphers tampering with ancient machines. Nothing good can possibly come of it. Here you are. You earned it. Anything else? What are the most recent bounties? Nothing I bother you with. Every outlaw, beast, and charlatan seems to be avoiding the Deerwood because of you. Very well. Looks like we finished every single bounty in the vanilla game. I claimed the bounty on Narok. I still need to get these bounties from the uh, White March expansions.
I must say, I'm impressed.
Time to go to Endless Path again. I'll take this group. And let's see. Level 11 is the lowest one which has connection to the top. Okay. This is the last place where I was. Journal, what kind of quest we still have here? Let's see if we are able. We are not.
Yes?
Let's do it this way.
Hey.
Good.
Nice and quiet.
He's still alive. But nothing interesting here. No. Maybe.
Now here's something.
Not really. Okay. Let's go down there. A little bit deeper.
And what does the flame reveal?
So we had one more achievement just right now, but it was so fast I didn't notice it. I think it might be the one which is telling us that we are getting somewhere deeper and deeper. We'll see in the end. But the quest. I have reached the ruins below the caves and can begin my search. The Vitrak have asked me to acquire 3 items: a refined Adra crystal, the armor of one of the Adra-laced animats that roam the area, and a piece from one of the ancient Angwitan machines. This will hopefully provide the Vitrak with enough material to base their own experiments on. So are we all helping few Vitrax? Let's see. Let's go to the left.
What have we here?
Good.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Something.
This was what not so lucky. 2 out of 3. Let's see what this is. Ingrid machine part. Examining one of the ancient machines in the ruins has yielded a strange mechanism laced through with copper. It will likely be of interest to the Vitrak. So let's follow. Other animat. This might be.
That's not very helpful.
And
Silence surrounds me.
what's this?
Certainly.
Spirit. Let's talk to him then. This spirit stands stiffly and attention. Her gaze focuses on the end of the hallway. One arm bears up a heavy round shield through the ripping blur of soul energy obscures what lies upon it. Speak Angleton. Hello. Her head turns a little. They've passed the Blight Forces. They've passed the Blight Forges. If the overseers live, we may stop them yet in the chambers beneath. She snorts. If Kabiros and his pack of scheming wizards haven't betrayed us. The mob may be on us soon. Better to make peace with whatever God will have you. She pauses, looking at you. Are you afraid? Afraid of what? Indeed. What's to fear at all? She looks away from you. Our own people turn against us. What remains if we are victorious? Who will feed the machines then? I do not fear the battle. I fear what will become of our Lord. Once we are victorious, what further madness the children of the wheel will pour into his ears. Perhaps he would stop once his son is returned to him. But will they let him? Is this their doing? None of this world have happened if not for them. They have driven our great lord from grief and into madness, pushed him into these deeds. She pauses. He was a great king. Perhaps he will be again. Come, we'll rally the defense at the steps, funnel them into our blades. With the animals beside us, they won't stand the spirit gaps wordlessly, mouth agape. She gropes for something at her back, unseen, and takes a listing step sideways, away from you. Her eyes, wide, gaze into yours. You, Trey. Her legs buckles, and as she falls, the misty lights which form her shape thin and scatter. Another other animat.
And what does the flame reveal?
Spot on!
I could knock him down.
Not even poison down!
Nice. It's
Layla.
one of my weapons.
Yes?
Yes, has a chance to destroy vessels, and with one hit, it looks like it works pretty nice. Sometimes. Where are you? Can knock him down.
Keeping an eye out.
Let's slowly get here. Mhm.
Spot on!
Take that! This is getting nowhere!
That's it! To whispers and shadows.
More animats down.
Certainly.
These strange mechanisms have cracks in several places, and some components appear to have been dismantled. There is no clear means of activating them. Let's see if this is not trapped. want? Lol.
Yes?
Nothing much. Good loot. Let's get this way now.
Keeping an eye out.
Adra beetle.
Spot!
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Whoa, that was close.
Now here's something.
And we will not be able to disarm it. Okay. No.
I'm here.
Hey. Aye?
Adra shell. I found a piece of Adra laced animate armor on one of the inactive guardians in the ruins. So one more thing to find.
Sharp eyes and keen ears. It's done. What have we here?
Fuck! Wrong button.
It's done. Certainly.
And what does the flame reveal?
Something is moving here. Oops.
Yes?
Lava reveal
Spot on!
That didn't.
And again. This one spell is really overpowered, but yeah, it's there, so why not use it?
Eyes open.
Another spirit.
Certainly.
Come, help me here. The spirit holds his hands just above the shattered machine, poised as if to pull on some unseen component. Brace there, and we will be rid of this one. Each word seems to resolve itself in your mind an instant after it's spoken, as you recall the Angwitan tongue. He waits a moment, evidently for someone to take up a position. Pull hard now. There! He sags back, wiping his brow. These machines. Those things, how many souls have left their touch, and how many of those willing? I wonder. What has happened here? Do not worry. With Odnoa slain, the rest have shown their true colors. Most have fled, some scattered into the tunnels. The fools. Come, they've already started stealing up the upper floors. We'll be the last out at this rate. Doiros means to work some spell upon that door. Use Odnua's servant against him. What kind of spell? He cannot unmake the door entirely, but he can change its purpose. The oath, you see. If Odnua's servants are pledged to his defense, then we shall pledge ourselves to his destruction. The man gives you a fierce grin, turning away, and from one step to another he has faded, only to appear once more beside the machine.
Laying low.
Finish them!
Another animat.
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
Nothing here besides plants. Some cry. Let's right away stand everyone
Yes?
closely. And
Eyes open.
I'll see what I can find.
let's see. No traps. And another other animat.
That's not very helpful.
Laying low.
That's it!
Okay.
Lava will be on sea!
Lead the way.
Heart of Fury.
Missed.
Let's get her. This.
This thing is doing the job.
And
Let's try that again.
Spot on!
Whew, good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
this one was a little
Certainly.
bit tougher, and we have one more spirit here. Adra has grown into the crevices of these weathered shelves like fungus, pushing past stone and copper. Okay. Let's talk to him a little bit later. First, let's go here.
Be cautious. Be constant.
What have we here?
Nope. Yes. Nope. Gleaming Adra fragment. The last one. I have collected all the items the Vitrak leader requested. Cherek promised a reward if I return them to the Vitrak camp. I found crystal of pure refined Adra in one of the laboratories in the ruins.
Yes?
So we'll go back to the Vitrak guys right after speaking with the two spirits. This hazy figure is tall and heavily built, and its shifting, indistinct face is turned towards the floor, as if it were deep in thought. You hear a faint murmuring and a rolling cadence of prayer. From time to time, the spirit seems to sway in place. As you approach, the spirit raises its voice, and you recognize the familiar sounds of the Anglican tongue. And no more shall souls splinter upon the wheel. Hear me, great father. I am pledged against your foes, and the greatest of these is death. Listen. The spirit turns its face towards you in a swift motion. For a moment, its features blur and then resolve into what appears to be man's visage, its eyes fixed upon you. You are late. Late for what? The spirit turns his face away. They will be here soon, to cast us down, to unmake our work. It is nearly too late. What must we do? He shifts, standing straighter. Are you ready? He raises his hand, and you think you see the glint of metal, though a second glance reveals nothing. They have placed your crest upon the animat alongside my own. The animats? You are going to sacrifice yourself? He shakes his head. Those of faith remain, and we are children of the wheel. That is not for us. The spirit's gaze slides away from you as you depart. Even as you move away, he reaches out an arm for someone else, smiling. The last spirit.
Nice and quiet.
A hazy form stands before you. From time to time, the blurring features resolve into what you take to be an elven man. I can't do this anymore. How am I going to explain? How can we possibly give him what he wants? The spirit speaks in quick, hushed bursts of Engwington and shakes his head as if to answer his own questions. He's going to kill me. He has killed so many. Why should he stop here? What does he want? The figure paces a few steps, raising his hands to his temples. What we cannot give him. Even after all this time, there is so much we do not know. He wants his son, the boy he knew, whole and preserved, returned to him. But people, souls, they don't always remember. Who's to say his son will remember being his son at all? Remember his father's face? I I have seen mothers forget their children. How could you do all this? I I didn't think it would go so far. I didn't know. Odnua is our liege lord. How can I refuse him? He looks up, startled, looking past you. No, I'm not. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm only frightened. Aya, I'm sorry. Don't tell anyone, please. Who are you? He has brought so many people down here. I hear such terrible things from the upper floors. Even here, these constructs. I cannot sleep. His voice lowers. I think sometimes that I will wake and find myself inside one of the animats. I will. Will I ever know? Will it not be like walking one day to find myself blind and mute? What are you doing here? I'm hiding. I passed by one of the machines and I couldn't breathe. I was thinking about the work we've done, the things we've seen. How even small deeds can scar the soul. Is mine so wrecked? Will Odnua soon will Odnua's son be grateful when we have torn him from his arrest? Are you still loyal to Odnua? Oh, of course, I'm a devoted servant. His voice goes high with terror. I didn't mean, please, I never meant that I would ever renounce my oath. Do you know the way past the speaking door? Uh, I know the oath, of course. We speak it every day. I am a servant to Odnua. My sword arm is pledged against his enemies. My soul is sworn to his purpose. The spirit seems to curl in on himself. Sworn.
Nice and quiet.
Okay, let's walk a little bit if we can find some lever to open that suspiciously looking wall. That looks like a knot. Okay, time to go to visit Vitrax. But first, we need to go here.
Be cautious. Be constant.
Let's go to Vitrak first and then touch the doors, just in case, if they tell us something interesting. Okay, the Vitrax should be somewhere here. If I still remember correctly.
Trek greets you, Orlan animal. It has been below. It has what we seek.
I have all the other samples. You feel another passing itch in your skull, and then a rippling echo of joy.
Ten vitraco ecretept. With this we study learn master secrets. We make statues greater than old dead master of hollow place. Straveknarith will gleam like the sea. Vitrak, thank you. It's having coin. It's custom, yes. Vitrak have coins of many ages. We'll give many.
He thinks a moment.
If Orlan animal goes still into deep places, should talk to Krivi. Krivi has supplies, will help. Jarek is giving this also. Found in tunnels and does not suit Vitrak. Keeps Orlan safe, yes. Will bring fortune.
Glad to help, Jarek.
Vitrak remember, long after sun falls into sea, this is start of something. New turn of the wheel.
Jarek turns towards the nests lining the wall.
Young will live in better place.
I brought back the items the Vitrag requested. It should provide them plenty of material for research, and hopefully give them something to take home with them. What has he given us? Drone in spring. A dagger. Interesting. Okay, let's talk to Karivi and check what nice has he there. Hmm. Interesting. But nothing new to learn for Aloth. Once more the fluting voice of the Vitrak sounds in your mind. Aethertonk still welcome. Is he needing something? Your leader said you had some supplies to sell. Yes, Jarek is saying you help us. Greavy is collecting supplies. Aethertonk can see. Interesting. But no other dragon scales. Boo. Never mind. Let's go back to the floor 13. And let's check the doors now. A large ornate Anglican urn stands before you. To either side rests a large crystals, glowing with a faint light. You feel a peculiar change in the air, as if some presence were nearby, yet there is nobody to be seen. You hear a whisper emerging as from thin air, from the general direction of the door. It grows in both volume and number, many voices speaking quietly. In moments it has become a chaotic hiss of voices, each vying to be heard, but as you listen, the voices begin to settle into a cadence, and then into words, a phrase spoken by many at once. Beneath stone and weight of years rests one who should sl- rests one who would slay death. Who comes to wake it? Examine the door. Worn smooth by the passage of time, the door bears no obvious means of opening it beyond whatever enchantment lends in voice. There is no place for a key nor a handle. It seems you'll have to try something else. Hmm. Let's see this. I am servant of Odnua. My sworn arm is pledged against his enemies. My soul is sworn to his purpose. You feel a peculiar chill in the air, and the voices grow sharp and terse. Here pass no traitors. You are struck by a sudden lashing arc of energy from the door. It is a sharp, piercing pain, but after a few moments, only the memory of it lingers, the voice quiet and faint, leaving you alone. Oops. So it was wrong answer. Uh, Payday. Once more the buzzing swarm of discordant voices rise around you. As one, they speak. Beneath stone and weight of years rests one who would slay death. Who comes to wake him? I am enemy to Odnua. My sword arm is pledged against his followers. My soul is sworn to this purpose. The voice seems to draw in breath. You hear the rumble of stone. And the door slides open. The crystals to either side of it dim, and with the light go the voices, fading first into murmuring whispers and then silence. The path is clear. Okay, so the door were
Light, flame, and sound.
made by the guys who wanted to contain Odnoa inside. Let's see what we find behind them. Guardian of Odnoa. Let's see. Ouch! This might be a pretty big. Let's see. This.
Yes?
Let's try.
Let's do the Heart of Fury.
Spot on!
And just in case, not you. You. I hate when it sometimes lags. No. Let's do this echoing shout. You go, knock him down.
Not even.
I'd welcome some rest.
Be cautious.
Don't you
Be
say.
constant.
And a big X. What kind of axe it is? Battle axe. That's a good one.
Certainly.
Let's see some hidden stuff.
What have we here?
Necklace of fireballs. With 8 charges. Okay, time to go downstairs. Floor number 14.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh, here is the way up. Level 14. Good. But there is still one way, one hidden place in level 13, and I hope I find a way to get there. Girls of Dreaming Wave. Ah. Not much interesting this one. Pretty sucky. Girl. Thinking that we are so deep down. Let's see, what's this? The shade emerges like a wound in the world, split open to reveal a hollow darkness. Beneath a writhing crown of shadows lies a gleaming mask, bearing the visage of an older man. The silver face turns towards you, features curled and still. From within the sockets of the mask's eyes, guttering fires emit their eerie light. Who are
Who
you?
are you? Would you abandon your king? Take up your sword! To battle! The enemy has come!
Up the stairs. I want to be honest now. Up the stairs, after all the trouble I went through to get down here.
You are no subject of mine to be so bold. No lost soul, no soldier. Do you come for riches? For what gold you may peel from dead graves? Or do you come to me now for answers? The key, at last, to your great tale. So that you might sit by fires and tell the new people of the world what you have discovered, rooting through the bones of their forebears.
No, I already know why you did this. You have wandered past ghosts and dust. What wisdom can you gain from that? Tell me. Then, why any man should build such a place? Dig so deep. What does it matter? It's all long past. All long past, yes. Yet also here, before me, I see it. Still, the memory does not fade. This chamber I recall the final moments, and in recalling them, I am returned to my power. It is tempting, sometimes to remain thus, to be some semblance of a king. If not that I remember all else too, the heart of dying, the loss I feel as keenly as on the day my son was taken from me. Should such things too not be claimed by time, as our worlds, our art and lives have been? Is the memory so cruel that time dares not touch it? For 2000 years I have stood upon the precipice of victory. I cannot retreat nor cross. I am anchored to the very stone I shaped to shield my corpse, and all the while he is there, just out of reach, beyond me. Before you is Odnua, king in life of a great people, in death master of nothing. If you are not master in this place, who is? Something with a longer reach, for I can do nothing outside this rich chamber. The stone is like an anchor. The mask turns back towards the crystal at the center of the room, and the body there.
Many souls do pass from time to time into this place. The Audra draws them deep, and there they are consumed, but not by me.
Something dwells in the place beneath us, and there feeds upon my people, as it did when we drew breath. It is an old ancient thing, and you will not conquer it any more than we could conquer ignorance. Odnua suddenly shudders, and the shape of him seems to warp and twist. The tines of his dark crown grow long, and the surface of his mask ripples like molten ore.
None walk there save Odd Nua's line. You will not tread in that place. Not there.
Be calm. I mean you no harm. Or, if this thing is responsible for the attacks on Kednua, then perhaps I can help us both. How? Will you destroy that which survived the end of my people? No, you will only anger it. It will drink your life like water. I'm only here to defend my stronghold. I must defeat this creature. It threatens your world, your homes, not mine, for we are long dead. To me, it is but an obstacle, and when it too at last perishes, I will have my chance. I have waited for so long. I cannot risk this.
But you see them. What remains of them? As the Mad One did before you. As I do. My subjects. My people.
Why have you sent beasts to attack me? What are you, that I should concern myself with your life, when they have trapped me here? I cannot cross the threshold. The way is barred to me. He is out of my reach, even now. They have broken it, my statue, my memorial. The vein is severed, and I am parted from the source. And still something dwells in the place beneath us, and there feeds upon my people, as it did when we drew breath, an old, ancient thing. You will not conquer it any more than we could conquer ignorance.
None walk there save Odd Nua's line. You will not tread in that place. Not there.
Be calm, I mean you no harm. You can do nothing. I would not suffer gladly to keep you from that place. Do you think to fool me? We have suffered too many traitors. Odnoa raises a hand towards his face, and the fires there dim. You would only be destroyed, as swiftly as any other soul which ventures there. I cannot risk that you should meddle with the statue. No, I will not allow it.
But you see them. What remains of them? As the Mad One did before you. As I do. My subjects. My people.
You built the endless paths?
The endless paths. 1,000 hands toiled to create it. But it was my voice, my will, that directed them. The great work of our age.
Or it would have been, if they had only allowed me to finish, if they understood that from such rotted foundation could emerge wondrous achievement, that the same curse I sought to cure afflicted them in turn. That my son might, from one moment to the next, be lost to me, is abomination. His voice thickens with grief, reverberating through the chamber. He wants only what I should be proud of him. How can a father convince his son that he might accomplish nothing, and still be the light of his life? How, if he is gone? So many hours and days spent wandering. If I had been there but a moment earlier, if I had stopped him from leaving that morning, if I had only known that I would never see him again.
Lost. Treading these endless paths. These regrets. With him forever moving out of reach. Into some darker place. Away from me. Have they loved nothing in all their lives? Lost nothing? Wives, husbands, children? Might I not show them then the agony of it?
I understand your grief, but why all of this? It did not start so. How could it? I was mad with grief. I summoned workers, mages, servants. We plunged headlong into our quest. I could not see for tears. And at first, nothing. Feeble efforts, false starts, days of nothing. And all the while I was certain I was losing time. I gave permission to that we should try new methods, that we should bolster our knowledge of the soul. And with these barbarous acts, we began at last to learn, to find the edges of that veil. My people told me that they could find my son, but still we had not the means of extracting him, safe, intact. And at last, when the discovery was at hand, we were betrayed. All that we had paid, the lives lost, detained upon our souls, all for nothing. They destroyed the Titan, cleaved him from his roots.
I will never see him again. Even in death. We have been more wholly separated than if I had never known him. He will have forgotten me. Have I not paid? Have they not cost me all I had?
Perhaps your son's spirit still remained here somewhere. You think the possibility does not rule my thoughts? I have been bound as surely as if they had intended it. It is an irony I have reflected upon for longer than you have walked the world. And now you think to counsel me? It is not the chamber binding you. It is your rage, your grief. That is... No. I have tried to leave this place. I would go on to my son. I would let nothing stop me. You are lying. The shade's eyes glow with an ominous light. The souls here, they're all trapped within a moment. They cannot free themselves. It is the same with you.
No! It is not my doing. It cannot be so simple. I will drive the invaders from the halls. I will go down those final steps, and there, finish my great work. None will stop me.
You lose yourself each time you try to leave, don't you see? Lose. Am I to lose all that remains, when I have already spent an eternity in regret? You think to fool me. It's not a loss, only a path to something new. The dark shape of Odnua's spectre shudders and heaves. The air around you grows cold, until frost has begun to form across the tiles. The shadows seem to draw light to themselves, threatening to plunge you into darkness.
End then. At last.
His form seems to unravel, darkness seeding ways to frail light, and then fading entirely.
Morals.
After a long and difficult journey into the darkness of the endless path, I came at last to the resting place of Odnua himself, and there encountered his spirit, bound there by rage and sorrow. He told me that he was not the master below, nor the one driving beasts up into Kednua, but rather that a final enemy rests on the lowest level of Odnua, beneath this chamber. I need only venture through the gates beyond Odnua's tomb to find it.
I'll see what I can find.
Time to go to the final level and see what will happen to us. And another achievement we've got is probably for getting to the deepest level of endless paths. Let's see what we will find here. Some Xorips already there.
Aye? Spot on! Love! I will be on sea!
Permet Kong Swolias.
Oh? Shall we get some shut-eye?
Be cautious. Be constant.
Warm air pulses through the aperture. Let's do this again.
Spot on! Certainly.
Let's go there a little bit later. Let's check everything here first.
The air in here is strange, stifling. What is this place?
Well, let's do that a little bit later. Let's see this first.
I'll see what I can find. Hey. Lava!
I'd welcome some rest.
I'll see what I can find.
Looks like the only way to go forward is through this shoddy staircase.
Be cautious. Be constant.
The stairs ahead have crumbled away, leaving you at the edge of a dark pit. You'll have to proceed down carefully, and climbing back up may be difficult. Climb carefully down the rocks. The shifting rocks and crumbling wall makes progress slow and treacherous. In the last stretch before the bottom, Mamelian steps on a loose stone and rolls the rest of the way to the bottom. You find yourself at the bottom of a wide basin, looking up at the titanic boulders and other formations. Time for a quick save. And let's see
Good thing I sold most of my jewelry.
what we can find here. Looks like something big. From under a cloak of gloomy shadow, lit only by the sticky hues of the Adra statue, emerges what can only be a dragon. Vibrant living Adra plates its height, and the movement of its great jaws is like the grinding of boulders. The dragon stretches itself up to its full height, its horns looming like towers, and then it lowers its head, turning a sharp and intelligent gaze upon you. If we puff up our chests real big and make loud noises, we might be able to scare it off.
Here you are, nearly at the heart of the world. What a journey you have made.
You are the master below?
Yes, the master below. You have found her. Kadnua is mine, as is all that lies beneath it. How fortunate you are to learn such well-guarded secrets. All it has cost you is your life.
I would rather not fight. That is your way, isn't it? To bend the words instead of blows, to negotiate and compromise. There are no sweet words that will save you here, Orlan. We each come to our limits. I can't let you leave. You'll have every dragon hunter for miles down here trying to make a name for themselves, and you, well, you can't go any further. This is the end. Wait, tell me why are you down here at least? Surely, you can guess? The dragon raises her head, looking towards the towering legs of the other statue. You know what power lies within the soul. Everything here, living or dead, knows it, feeds on it, thrives on it. I fed upon Odnua's slaves while they toiled, and then, once I had grown, upon the Titan and the living veins of the world. To go from a single feeble intelligence to hearing the voices of hundreds, perhaps that sounds familiar to you. The statue survives in part, as do I. We are much changed, the both of us. She raises other laden wings, raises above you like a second sailing. Nothing can feed upon the souls of thousands and remain the same. But you are the only one to have come so far. I cannot allow you to leave, not now that you have seen this place. You feed on the statue. With the fall of the Angwitans, the statue has come to hold the soul of its time and of the era's sins. The dragon lowers her wings, and in consuming it, I have gained what power and knowledge these fleeting lives provide. Every clumsy explorer, every mercenary and adventurer, their souls drift down, and some are caught here in what remains of Otnua's Titan. Any single soul is but a trifle, of course, raindrops and a desert. How long can you remain here? That statue will not last you forever. Yes, you speak true. The Titan is not as it once was. I have a few centuries yet before the remainder has lost its power, and then I will starve. But that hardly helps you. here and now. So, you are trapped here. I came into this place as a hatchling. I was yet small, and my wings light. You will note that I have grown. The dragon stamps one mighty foot upon the earth, and the ground quakes, so too has the other weighted me down. But I am not wholly trapped, no. The mind wanders, and like your ciphers, like you, I can cast myself beyond the limits of my bones, only my reach is far greater. All that has happened since Odnua's fall, I have witnessed firsthand. The fall of cities, the death of languages, war, pestilence, the mundane lives of farmers and kings alike. Entire days I have lingered in the low consciousness of people 100 leagues apart, but in time, always, the body calls.
And here I return. The endless tide of treasure hunters. Adnua's sorrow. I have observed 100 lives upon the surface, and all are dear to me. But the flesh reigns.
But you're a dragon, isn't that better than being some peasant? It is an irony that it is not lost on me. That you are very small and frail, where I am not, and by being so, could climb the steps and be free. When you are dead and gone, I will still be imprisoned. Is there no way to free you?
Do you mean to dig me free? There may be a way, if you are willing. I cannot send the whole of my soul afield, not at once. But if you were to take something of mine past the boundaries of this place, I could obtain a new living vessel, a body with which I might wander the world, as you do.
A vessel? So I would have to kill someone? Weaken, not kill, but yes, someone of sufficient power that my soul will not burn their flesh to cinders. I have observed such a person in my journeys. There is a dragon hunter, Fellenroad, who has girded her soul against such threats. I would be lying, Orlon, if I said I did not also enjoy the irony of it. She lingers at the shrine of Gillavain within the scorched forest, the Black Meadow. Perhaps she means to rekindle that fading sense of victory. The dragon's laugh sends vibrations through your sternum. But what will you do in this new body? The dragon looks up towards the dark upper reaches of the cavern. I know not. Lived out a final story. Everything which occurs to me, once I am free. I will help you.
Then take the amulet. You will need to convince her by some means to place the amulet about her neck. With that conduit between us, I will have the means to displace her soul and gain my freedom.
But first, you must return to the place where you saw your predecessor. Set that scale upon the Titan's hand, and I will then move myself within it, once you are out of reach.
Know this, I will not be easily betrayed, nor will mere stone contain me if I do not wish it.
Coiled about the feet of a great elder statue, I found one known as the Master below, a powerful and ancient dragon. Long before Odnua fell, the dragon made this great chasm her home. Over time, she became physically bound to the Adra and used it to commune with souls on the surface, observing their lives and history. but she has grown tired of being a passive observer and wishes to be free of her prison. She has identified a suitable candidate to serve as a vessel to house her soul, the last of a dying order of dragon slayers known as Felonroad. As a first step, the dragon has given me one of its Adra scales and asked me to place it upon the palm of the statue's hand back at the highest level of the Endless Path, where Merwald once resided. On a quest. On a remote island in the Deadfire Archipelago, the famed apothecary Tama Watua creates potions and unguents that are renowned from Nazitak to the southern edges of the Eastern Reach. He boasts that the secret to his success is his location within the archipelago, from which he has access not only to a huge array of native creatures and plants, but also to merchants traveling from all the settled parts of the world. Lately, Tama, home, and laboratory have come under attack by pirates, forcing him to flee from island to island almost every day. The apothecary claims and Tama's many children have pled with the pirates to stop their pursuit, receiving no sympathy from the pirates and no help from the male and the rules of Babette. They have turned to mercenaries in the Eastern Reach for help. Joining 5 other Eastern Reaches mercenaries, Hiravias became the passenger on a Mawa longship. Swift and full of weapon-bearing sailors, the ship came into regular conflict with pirates during the pursuit of Tama's kidnappers. Eventually, Hiravias and the crew spotted the Valian caravel holding Tama and were able to overtake it before it reached open water. With grapes and fair share of acrobatics, the mercenaries and Amawa sailors boarded the caravel with Haravias in tow. The battle on the ship's deck was too thick with pistol fire, and the smoke made it difficult to tell friend from foe. In the confusing melee, Hiravias came face to face with the pirate captain. In the subsequent scuffle, the longship collided with the caravel and sent it lurching. The captain slid down a length of the deck and was knocked overboard by a poorly secured cannon. With their leader sinking beneath the waves, the remaining pirates quickly surrender or dove into the water in an attempt to escape to a nearby island. Upon Tama's return, his friends and family held a huge feast to honor him. Hiravias and everyone else that helped saved him. Head. Interesting. Okay, let's walk around a little bit. If we can find here anything else. If not, then...
Mind your step, little thief.
Huh.
Silence surrounds me.
The other toenail is as hard and smooth as a steel tower shield. The disappointer. Interesting. The other is so smooth that you can barely feel the marks of a chisel. So, let's try out our options.
You tarry. Are you having doubts?
I'll be on my way. The stairs leading up from here have fallen away, ending far above your head. The surrounding rocks, however, look sturdy enough. Given enough time, you should be able to climb up. Climb up the rocks. You climb slowly and steadily up the rocks and up over the side. So, let's go. And let's go to the first floor right away. Five hours.
Shall we get some shut-eye?
Yes, but first we'll go here. You stand at the center of the upturned palm where the dragon directed you to place her amulet. Place the amulet on the statue. You place the amulet carefully on the palm. For a moment, nothing appears to happen. Then, as you look on, the other gem begins to glow faintly and then steadily gleaming like the dragon's own golden eyes. The amulet is warm to the touch when you retrieve it and seems to hum with power. Fallen Road maintains a vigil at the shrine to Galawain within the Black Meadow. If I can find her there and convince her by some means to wear the amulet, then the dragon will have her new form. We'll see about that.
I must say, I'm impressed.
And let's go directly to the Black Meadow. Now just to remember where the Shrine of Galawain was. Here. So, not long time to find it. Let's see what will happen now. Fallen Road. Hello. A woman in gleaming mail stands guard before the shrine, her head bowed and thought or prayer. The clefts of her cloak bears the engraving of a dog's head. The amulet rides in your pack, seeming almost to be alive. You feel a pressing compulsion to do as the dragon asks, and place it about the woman's neck.
Greetings.
She looks up as you approach, discarding her solemn appearance for a crooked grin. Greeting, stranger. Don't see too many travelers out this way lately. Shame, really. Who are you? Fellenroth of the Scorched Blade. Perhaps the only Scorched Blade left these days. Hard to know for sure. Lately, I spent more time tending the shrine than hunting drakes. Tell me about the Scorched Blade. Dragon hunters, she smirks, or so we fashioned ourselves. We worked very hard to ensure our prey never reached that stage. We were a ragtag bunch from the beginning, started with clearing worm infestations, and then we began to hunt down the drakes. Members came and went. We earned some fame for ourselves after we helped bring down a full-grown dragon. We were glorious in our way, a glorious mess sometimes, but it didn't last. Some of our members fell, and with the hounds, or else the Society of the Talon. Me, I don't much care for looting old temples or rubbing elbows with highborn pricks, convinced their Galavain's chosen. I'm content to hold up our banner all on my own. What are you doing out here? Having a few words with the fathers of monsters, it tends to be a one-sided conversation. She smiles a little. I come out here on occasion. I try to keep the shrine clear of branches and the like. Are you here to pay respects? Ask the Seeker's God's blessing on a hunt? Is there any good hunting around here? You would think so. I suppose it depends on what you're hunting. Trolls and their kin live here in abundance, living off what bandits stumble into the brush. But most of the deer have moved on, the more impressed beasts have already been slain. You might have better luck to the southeast, the Searing Falls, or Elmshire. I've been looking for you. Oh, I didn't think I was much remembered by anyone. How is it you know me? Idle talks in the pubs. Could I ask you some questions? Falenra brows furrows, but she nods. Sure, what I can do for you. The amulet suddenly reads in your pack, seeming almost to be alive. You feel a pressing compulsion, but to do as the dragon asks and place it about the woman's neck. I have brought you a gift for helping my family with the drake some years back. She turns the other gem over in her hands. This is quite the gift. I fear I don't remember the occasion, but I am glad I could have been of some service. She raises the amulet, lowering it over her head. I hope your family is well, and she pauses, frowning as something seems to distract her. Her expression shifts, brows furrowing as she listens. There's a flare of light from the amulet, which pulses like a star. Fellenroth's face darkens, mouth pressed into a thin line as she concentrates. Idiot, you think to buoy an alliance with a monster? I'll not be the coin to do you do so with. I'll end you here, sycophant, and your dragon as well. She readies her poleaxe and leaps towards you with a shout. One more.
Ulu says
Oh, it's this such high regeneration.
Worthen Ross! Arsec Worthen
Shall we get some shut-eye?
Your next blow sends the Dragon Slayer to her knees. She looks up at you with undisguised loathing, gritting bloody teeth. You don't know what you're doing. Thinks what she will do with this freedom. The amulet heaves and twists, and the thick miasma seems to pour from the heavy gem, unseen by all but you. It moves towards Fellenroth's eyes and face, and you hear her shout of anger as she recognizes too late the renewed incursion. No! She tries to rise, only to crumple over more to the ground. You will regret. What else she meant to say is swallowed up by her strangled cry, her limbs jerk, fingers spasming. You have the impression of a weak, frail light rising from her body, only to be scattered by a sudden pulsing glow. You are struck with a fleeting sensation of despair, and then a stronger, heady triumph. For a moment all is still, and then Fellenroth's gaze settles upon you once again. Her eyes gleam a familiar, fiery gold. She looks down at herself with cursory interest and then rises smoothly to her feet. I wasn't sure about this at first, but I've got to admit, now that I have a dragon friend, it's harder to feel bad about it. How's it feel? She makes a strangled noise, a growling cough, and then, frowning, tries again. It is. Ah, Watcher, you know not the difference. I have felt all these things before, but as through a fog. What small lungs this body has, how quick the beats of its heart. She turns towards you. You have freed me. It is no small thing to have a dragon in your debt. I am hunting a man called Taos. Can you help me? Yes, I know him. So you are what chases him across the Deerwood. He waits for you in the place called Sun and Shadow. You must be the hound to his heart, or else you will find yourself walking Merwald's path. I have gathered to myself 1,000 tales in those many years beneath the earth, but I will remember yours most dearly. You will be more than a match for this Taos. It should be quite the spectacle. I'm almost sorry to miss it. 2,000 years, and now I am free. I know not where I will go first. The Wayland Republics, perhaps? Or the plains of Tretzeras. I should like to run, I think. Forever, Watcher. Moved by the dragon's plight, I found her a new vessel and the form of Fallenroth, a wandering dragon hunter. Possessed of a new body, the dragon can now roam the surface among us. She has vowed never to trouble Kednu again, and I have gained a powerful ally for journeys to come. A new quest. In the Ishamitl Plains, Zochin Lake is renowned for the beautiful flowers that grow along its banks for several weeks every spring. Local farmers harvest the flowers for a spring festival in all of the nearby villages. In the past 3 years, 4 people have gone missing during the flower collections. No one has seen the abductions take place, but people in the area have reported hearing a high-pitched whistle from within the tall reeds. When the abductees are discovered days later on the shore of the lake, they appear to be happy and smiling, but unaware of the world around them. The blissful victims never recover from this state, most dying within a few weeks. The philosophers at the monastery near Zokine Lake have advised local rulers to seek outside help with the problem. And it's a job for grieving mother. And I wanted to check this. So, this will be it for today. We have finished a quest in a way I haven't expected it could be possible. And I was surprised I found a dragon who can be now my ally. So, many thanks for watching and staying with me until the end. And if you enjoyed it, feel free to follow me on Twitch or Mixer or subscribe to my YouTube channel. Enjoy the rest of your day.